So till now, we have learned about various concepts in the period of adolescence, right from their growth patterns to various energy requirements and macronutrient requirements like protein, carb, fat, and the hydration requirements and the various micronutrient requirements that play a very important role in the optimal growth and development of an adolescent individual. And not only that, we have also covered some special concerns that can arise during the period of adolescence like acne, physical activity, hypertension, dyslipidemia. And post that, we have also covered some important concepts pertaining to the meal planning like various food habits and the dietary behaviors. And one of the such important topic pertaining to meal planning that we are going to discuss in the following slides is irregular meals and snacking. So this irregular meal consumption behavior can be quite common during the period of adolescence. What are the reasons for the skipping meals or maintaining the irregularity in the meal schedules? And they just skip the main meals and just jump on to snacking, something or the other, more of processed foods and all. So how to overcome it? Why does that happen? And how to overcome that with providing the adolescents or the teens with a healthy snacking ideas or the options. So all those things we'll be covering in the subsequent slides. Now look at some more common issues that has to be kept in mind while doing a meal planning for the adolescents is skipping meals and frequent snacking. So skipping meals is a common practice that can be seen among the adolescents, and this tendency keeps increasing as they grow older. Factors such as trying to get more sleep in the morning, attempting weight loss through calorie reduction, and managing busy schedules contribute to this specific kind of a trend of skipping meals. It could be or frequent snacking. So in those busy schedules and all where they try to wake up late in the morning or just try to get more sleep in the morning, they just will be running behind their schedules, and in that they just keep skipping those meals, and obviously when they feel hungry they just resort to those packaged foods, and those snacking in between pattern will come again into the picture. And again, when they keep on consuming more amount of this packaged foods that can keep on easy way of calorie dense foods, right? So calorie intake increases and automatically weight loss also keeps increasing, and at that moment they will try to reduce their weight. They will try to lose their weight by reducing the caloric intake, and they keep again skipping those meals, and when they get those cravings again they tend to consume those kind of processed and packaged foods, and in between snacking kind of a pattern develops. As we have studied that skipping meals is one of the most common pattern that can be seen among most of the adolescents, and the meal that will be most commonly skipped would be the breakfast because of those rush hours. It could be trying to get some extra minutes of sleep, and running behind the schedule, and they just always try to skip their breakfast. So hence breakfast is the most frequently skipped meal compared to lunch and dinner. And this habit has been linked to unfavorable health outcomes, including higher BMI, reduced concentration and academic performance, and an elevated risk of insufficient nutrient intake. Now obviously, when one skips the breakfast, they'll not be having enough amount of energy, so they'll not be able to focus better in their classes, and as a result their concentration reduces, their academic performance reduces, and also since they are not having a proper meals, they will also be lagging on their nutrient requirements also. As a result, they'll be landing up in various nutrient deficiencies, whether it could be macro deficiencies and even micro deficiencies as well, micronutrient deficiencies. And not only that, when one skip the meal, obviously they feel hungry after a point of time, and for the time being they just resort to those temporary packaged, temporary resort can be consuming those packaged foods that are available in the canteens and all, and they just snack upon them, or maybe outside food, fast foods, and which are again caloric dense foods, which increases their caloric intake, leading to overweight or obesity and increasing their BMI. Now, when we know that excess fat deposition is not just the only fat that's accumulated, it also increases the future risk of developing various health complications as well. However, it is important to note that it's not skipping breakfast per se that leads to these outcomes. Adolescents who skip breakfast typically consume more added sugars, that means more amount of ultra processed foods, junk foods or fast foods, and they tend to consume the food that is low in essential nutrients compared to the teens who regularly eat a healthy breakfast, which is putting them at a risk of various health issues. Therefore, it's the healthier behaviors that are associated with eating breakfast which contribute to improved health rather than the act of eating breakfast itself. So, when one is feeling hungry, it's just not a formality that we should be completing the breakfast. We should also be focusing that how healthy or breakfast are we consuming, or how nutritious breakfast are we consuming. So when we plan a nutritious meal, that is going to give us a better benefit rather than simply having some breakfast loaded with just carbs and nothing more than that. So what I meant is, what you eat matters more than when you eat again. As we already learned that when an adolescent skips meals, specifically the most common meal that they skip is breakfast, and obviously they resort to snacking some food like packaged foods or ultra processed foods or some junk fast foods, all of those things. So when adolescents skip meals, they often turn to snacking to curb their hunger or the cravings that they are getting. Unfortunately, the snack foods chosen by teens are frequently high in added fats, sweeteners and sodium, which are nothing but HFSS, which are ultra processed foods, which are high in fats, sodium and sugar. So because whenever a teen or an adolescent skips the breakfast, maybe because of rush hour or something, and whenever they reach their specific colleges or schools and all, what kind of a diet, food options they might come across in their canteens? Most probably those packaged foods or some fast food kind of a thing. But healthier options is very minimal that they might come across. Obviously, they'll resort to consuming the foods that are rich in fat, sugar and sodium, which are nothing but ultra processed foods. So popular choices are among the adolescents is obviously soft drinks and other sugar sweetened beverages like energy drinks and all, which contribute significantly to daily caloric intake and may also serve as a source of caffeine. And not only that, they give you, when you consume these kind of soft drinks or sweetened beverages, it straight up gives you that empty calories straight from the sugar. But even then, though you get a decent amount of calories, you still don't feel satiated. Your hunger will not be subsided. Immediately again within an hour, you tend to feel hungry again, and again you consume some other thing, slowly increasing your caloric intake of the day, which again puts you at a risk of obesity. So since snacking often replaces meals, it is important to encourage teenagers to make nutritious choices when selecting snacks and beverages rather than asking them to stop snacking together. For example, let's say if a teenager wants to have some drink, okay, so instead of going for a soft drink or a sugar sweetened beverage, the best thing is they can choose healthier options. Try to educate them with healthier options like coconut water, it could be buttermilk, it could be, or lemon water, it could be. So these are the more healthier options, rather than going for these sugar beverages, just empty calories. But when someone consumes coconut water, buttermilk, vitamin C loaded lemon water, it could be. So all these are going to impart variety of micronutrients, protein, electrolytes, a lot of things can be there. So try to education of the adolescents with the healthier options is equally important. Rather than simply saying no, try to put them or make them understand what are the healthier options that they can be opting for.